What's going on, rock stars? Welcome back to another episode of The 1% Life. I'm your host, peak performance coach and trainer, Joanie Dillon. Today, we are talking about the beliefs that you are holding on to and the cost they have on your life. So, Rockstar, before we get started, if you're joining us live on the Facebooks, drop a hashtag live if you're watching us live, or a hashtag replay if you're catching the replay of this show. And drop a 1 in the comments if it's your first time listening. We want to welcome you in, and a 2 in the comments if you are a repeat listener. We love to know who you are. And man, it's late over here. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday night, 9:05 to be exact. It's been a crazy full day, amazing day. Just got off of a almost 3-hour coaching call, training call with my mastermind I lead called the 1%. That's filled with incredible ultra performers, high achievers, women. And it's pretty exciting. We were talking about some pretty cool things, some major breakthroughs. Earlier in the day, I had another coaching call for 2 hours. So it's been a full day of training and coaching. And I'm here with you now. So wanted to go into the weekend, leaving you with a bit of something to ponder on and something to hopefully break through. And that is the beliefs that you're holding on to that are costing you. So before I get into today's topic and really just help you to wrap your head around, what maybe you are holding on to, got something hitting the mic here, that is costing you in your life, I just want to let you know about an upcoming experience that I am hosting and would love to invite you to be a part of. And it's called the Create Your 1% Life Challenge. It's a 10-day challenge online experience where I'm coaching you for 10 days straight, not all day, don't worry, for like 1 to 2 hours every single day in the evening. And you and people from all around the world helping you to gain the mindset and the skill set, really the blueprint to create your 1% life. Super fun experience. You're going to get the ultimate neurohacking blueprint to create the life of your dreams and to learn how to leverage the power of your subconscious mind to align with your conscious desires, your intentions, those goals that you wish to have. And they're just so close, but sometimes feel like they're so far away. And during this economy, this new economy of uncertainty and, all the things that come with where we're at right now and what we're stepping into, because it's just the beginning of, the ripple effect is just beginning, and it's going to be big, right? All the gurus and the pundits are talking about it. The financial gurus saying what's happening now is going to be bigger than what we experienced in 2008 and 2009. And those who are not prepared won't fare well. So put yourself in the driver's seat and really give yourself the tools and the framework to really navigate through these times and to not just survive, but to thrive. Join us in the Create Your 1% Life Challenge. And you can join us by going to www.the1percentlife.com/start. It's the number 1% life.com/start and sign up to join us today. We're starting just a few days. So super excited to tell you about that. And now let's get into this. All right, so here's what's going on. You guys have heard me talk about it. Oh, I just got to tell you and update you. Last night, I had a little bit of a kind of a meltdown. I know I didn't go live, and my apologies. I own it. This week I fell off my game completely. I let my negative emotions get in the way. Anybody ever have any of those? Well, I had quite a few of them this week, admittedly so. And last night was one of them. So here's what's going on. My partner and I put in an offer for a house, the one that we just were so attached to. Like, we felt it, we dreamt it, we're putting our lives in it, we're seeing ourselves drinking coffee in it, our dogs are there, we took full ownership of this home, this beautiful, amazing home outside of Bozeman, Montana, on 22.5 acres. There's like a river that I like, it's not a river, it's a creek, but a river runs through it. I think that was a movie. But it was just this most incredible home. And we were so excited. And it was like it was already done. We were going to build a retreat center on it, little casitas. We were going to have a whole meditation center on all this land. It was just perfect. So perfect. Until it wasn't. Last night, I got a text. I got a call from my real estate agent who told us that somebody came in with we were waiting for a counter offer. And, we were like, all right, no matter what it is, if we got to upbid it, we're going to upbid it. It is what it is. This place is ours. Have you ever had anything that you believed in with 100% certainty? You were going to achieve it. You were going to get it. It was yours. Maybe it was a home. Maybe it was a goal. Maybe it was some sort of desired outcome that you had, but whatever it was so yours. It was tangible. You could feel it. Well, that's how we felt about this home until somebody came in with a cash offer and threw us out. Like, and you're gone, right? You're gone. Peace. Y'all are done. Dreams gone. Next. And that felt like a punch to the gut. How many of you know what I mean? And, last night I was sitting there, it was like late. By the time I got back walking Diego, full day, got this call and I just was sitting with it. I was like, how do I feel about this? I got on the call with my partner and I was talking to him about it. And I was like, what do we do? Like, what do we do right now? Do we continue focusing our energy on manifesting the house, like getting those people to fall through, or that didn't feel right? Or do we let go? And he said, I'm feeling that we surrender and just detach from it. And I honestly, that felt right. Thinking about it, it felt right in my head. But I wasn't really there in my heart yet. And I said, I need to think about it. I need to meditate on it and feel what I feel. But I knew that was probably the right thing. I just had to get there myself, right? So I'm sitting on my couch, trying to muster up enough energy. And what am I going to podcast about to you guys and get into state, right? I was getting into state. Well, that didn't work. I ended up falling asleep. But, I started, I was really bummed. And I had to talk to my subconscious mind last night before I went to bed. And I had to just, I felt like I was grieving something. Like I was mourning the loss of my future self and myself with my partner and our new home. It was just like really discouraging. And maybe you know what I mean. Like there's something in your life that you have experienced like this and it can feel quite defeating, right? Well, that's how I felt last night. And of course I got up, I felt a lot better night and day. My unconscious mind processed it, like there's still this little, are we here? Right? Like ground zero. And so I wanted to talk to you, this isn't actually what I'm talking to you about right now, because it's not about the beliefs and, that you're holding on to, but, maybe there was a belief that I could have created from this situation, a meaning I could have given the fact that we didn't get the house, so maybe we're not meant to buy a house right now. Maybe it's just not meant to happen. How many of you have given things meaning that really, maybe that wasn't the meaning? Maybe you could have given it a different meaning. And that meaning that you could have chosen to give it would have resulted in a different outcome, right? How many failures have we had in our lives that we've created meaning behind? This didn't happen, so that means this, right? Think about that for you. What's something that you've failed at? Like, literally felt like you flopped on it. Like, this thing just fell through, I failed, whatever it is. And you gave it meaning. And that meaning stopped you from doing something else in the future, taking some sort of action in the future. So I could have decided to give this loss of our dream home and property and this vision for this incredible retreat center where we'll be doing transformation work, and just giving that meeting like now's not the right time. Maybe that means something about our relationship. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this at all, right? But I didn't. What I decided to do instead was to say, okay, so what in my life needs to be cleared up energetically so that we're actually aligned and going forward together, right? Because we were a little off this week, to be honest, energetically. Maybe it was the big offer that we put out there. Maybe it was whatever it was. Like, there's some stuff that came up. It's uncomfortable. And it resulted in kind of a little bit of this. And because everything is energy, that energy counted, it contributed, right? Think about that. If there's another couple who's just like so aligned, so focused, and we're making this happen, and everything's clean, and everything's good, and it's just perfect. Versus, even if, we were going to finance it, it doesn't matter. But I still believe that there's energy behind everything that we do. And, we show up with an energetic footprint. An energetic footprint. You have an energetic footprint, and you and your partner together create an energetic footprint, right? And sometimes our energy is just, it can feel a little bit off. So if we're focusing on creating an outcome that we desire, we want to make sure that we're focused on the outcome we want to create with nothing in the way, like nothing holding us back, nothing, that's incongruent. You want to be congruent in all areas, in all ways. And I felt that for whatever the higher purpose is, that it just didn't happen, and that's okay. But I felt like there could have been a little bit of greater congruency energetically this week. And the universe listens. It feels things, right? Like if you are in sales and you are communicating with somebody to buy something from you, they're going to feel the energy that you have, even if your words are saying one thing, but you're feeling another. They'll feel it. They will. They won't buy. And you're like, I said all the right things, but you didn't feel all the right things. You felt all the wrong things. And they felt it. And so energy is everything. It matters, right? And so we always want to be mindful of the energy that we bring forth, that we bring into our day, that we bring to our partners, that we bring into our relationships, that we bring into our business contracts, because it matters. So let's get into, I just wanted to catch you up on that and talk to you a little bit about this concept of your beliefs costing you. What do I mean by that? So today I was on a coaching call earlier with an incredible young lady. And somehow we started talking about, the things that she wanted to create in her life. And the person that I am, the coach that I am, I'm always listening to language and how somebody languages something. And what I heard was that there was a belief in there that was just weighing her down, right? It was just weighing her down. And that belief was coming at a certain cost to her. And so I started to ask her, I was like, okay, so this belief, what we discovered was that an I'm not good enough belief, that, that I'm not good enough, worthy enough was also part of it. I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough. And so when we started breaking down, like, where does this cost you in your life? Where has this cost you, right? There's a cost to everything. Because if there's a belief that's holding you back in your life, and a self-limiting belief, we call them, right? There's, I guess you can call them good beliefs, bad beliefs. I don't really call them that. I call them self-limiting beliefs, or empowering beliefs, right? They can either be helping you to get what you want to get in life, or achieve what you want to achieve in your life, or have what you want to have, frame it however you want to frame it. Or there are beliefs that hold you back from getting that thing, from having that perfect, no such thing as perfect, but that amazingly fulfilling relationship, or that body that you so desire, health, the home, the career, all of it. So our beliefs are either helping us or they're hurting us. They're helping you get to where you want, or to have the body you want, to have the health you want, to have the career you want, to have the relationship of your dreams, or they're holding you back. And that comes at a cost. If it's holding you back, there's a cost you're paying for holding on to that belief. And so as we were walking through the cost to my incredible, amazing client, about what she was holding on to, that belief of I'm not good enough, that she'd been holding on to for years. And this emotion started stirring up in her, right? And it was raw, it was real. And as I started, doing this, I guess you could call it an intervention or a little mini breakthrough, helping her release this belief that had been paralyzing her in many ways, right? That belief was costing her because of the thing that she chose to believe at some level, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, that she was holding on to. She might not have been aware of it for, I think she said she was aware of it for a period of time. I've been working on it. I've been, trying to get through it. Well, that belief cost her a lot, right? It could have cost, and I don't know, I won't go through all the things, but like those beliefs can cost you the decision to move forward and, for example, write the book, or once you wrote it, okay, so let's say you wrote it, but then you didn't go out and market the book. Well, if you don't think you're good enough, then you won't believe that people will receive your book in the right way and that the world's ready to receive it. Then you're not going to do the activity to get the book out to the world because you're not, at some level, you don't believe you're good enough. There's some part of you inside that believes that. And then it can impact other things in relationships. Well, if you're not good enough in one area, I promise you that you're probably feeling like you're not good enough in another area of your life. It's how we do one thing is how we do everything. And that's a kind of thing that we do, right? If you do this, you do that probably somewhere else. And if you don't, well, you're safe from it. But how we show up in one area is usually how we show up in all areas. So if you believe that you're not good enough in one area, where else is that impacting you in your life? How else? Right? And so I started asking, where else is it showing up? Man, you name it. All kinds of areas of her life. And the cost was real, right? So there's an extrinsic cost to holding on to a belief. Like, how much does this cost you? Millions of dollars. You want to get your message out to the world and impact and lead hundreds and thousands of people and share your message with the world. There is a cost to holding on to that belief. It's probably millions of dollars. So that could be an extrinsic cost, but what's the internal cost, the intrinsic cost of holding on to that belief? Imagine every time that you wanted to do something, but that little voice in your head pops up and it says, oh, Joanie, you're not good enough. Cancel that. I had to tell my unconscious mind, just reject that, right? Or that belief, that those thoughts or the words, the internal self-talk that comes up that says, yeah, they're going to judge you. Just don't do it. Don't get out there. Don't put yourself out there, right? Or you're not good enough or capable enough to do that. Not worthy enough. Those words, that internal dialogue that can surface, might be your words, might be somebody else's words that you hear, and it might not be that for you at all, right? But if that's happening, there's an internal price that you pay to hold on to that belief. There's an internal cost of holding on to something. Like every time you want to take an action, but that thing surfaces in you and it says, no, you're not good enough. Or maybe for you, it's, it's not worthy enough, or how will they receive me, or how will they judge me, or how will they, whatever the belief is. That limiting belief comes at an expensive price to pay. Imagine what your body's going through every time you want to take a certain action, but you stop because that something within you surfaces and reminds you of that limiting belief. And then you just go right back to being your old self. Safer over here. It's much safer over here. Right? Maybe you can relate. So what do we do? What do we do? What do you do? What did we do? All of the above. So in order to release this limiting belief, you gotta know what it is first. See, this is one of the things about doing the work, right? We call it doing the work. Like there's internal work that when you get it, You just get it and you start working on you, right? It's not about the other person. It's not about, oh, they did this, I'm blaming that person. It becomes about you, right? You're not waiting for somebody else to do something before you show up. You're not waiting for someone else to change before you show up the way that you maybe deserve to show up, should show up, can show up. You work on you first. And when you begin to do the work, you've got to become aware of the problem. You got to become aware of the thing that's holding, that you're resisting, right? Like you have to be aware of the limiting belief. And I think this is where a lot of people just, they put the thing outside of them. It's like when you can start, stop looking outside of you, stop looking outside of you, start looking within you. And it's not that you're looking for something, but when you become aware and you become the observer, right? It's almost like an out-of-body experience. You're like, what made me show up that way? Why would I have done that? Why would I have said that? Why would I have got right up to the edge and not stepped over? What's there? And you start working with your subconscious mind to start finding the answers because it knows. And when you begin to do that, and you begin to work with it and ask it questions and listen to what it says, and then you become aware of the thing that's been holding you back, that thing you've been resisting, the thing that's been pulling you down, whatever it is. Because once you're aware of it, only then can you change it. You can't change what we're unaware of. Make sense? So start to become the observer of your behavior. Start to get curious about it, like a child. Ask questions. Why would I do this? Why did I get that reaction? Why did I have that triggered moment? What triggered me there? See, I believe that when we're triggered, there's something to learn. There's something to learn. There's something that your subconscious has unresolved. It's something from your past that you are creating meaning for in the present. It's showing up through the person who's there to teach you that lesson, that learning that you have yet to resolve. So we've got to look at the moments that we actually get triggered, feel triggered. It's not about the other person. It's not about them doing something to irritate you, to piss you off, to, anger you. No, nobody can anger you. You chose to get angry. You chose to get triggered, right? It's some triggers, you got triggered rather, let's just say that. But when you can realize that it's not about them, it's actually about you. See, they're just being a mirror image for you. You got to figure out, what is it within me that caused me to react that way, to get triggered, to feel that response? Now, start looking at your behavior that way. Get curious. Start asking questions. And one of the things that I teach in the Create Your 1% Life challenge is how to begin to leverage the power of your subconscious mind to break through your negative emotions of the past that are holding you back. See, my client was holding on to a lot. In fact, she filled an entire massive bag. This bag, I don't know if you can see my hands right now. Where are they? So big. It was so big. It was like, the bag was so big. I was like, well, what are you going to do with this bag when you put all the things from your past in there, all the moments that you weren't good enough, all the moments from your past that were like, when I could have done this and I didn't do it, all of those moments that she started throwing into that bag and just grabbing them and throwing them in. What are you going to do with that bag? She's going to flush it down the toilet. And then the bag was too big for the toilet, but she figured out how to make it work. So there's ways to get rid of the thing, but you can't get rid of the thing you don't know exists. And when you're free of it, guess what you do? You show up differently. Imagine now what's possible for my client. Imagine now what's possible for her in her life. Imagine what she now feels free to say yes to begin to do, because that belief no longer exists. Imagine now how she can start reaping the benefits of the new belief that she's good enough, she's capable enough, she can do it. It's hers to be had, it's hers to create, all of it. That's the power of doing the work. When you can figure out, you can learn how to use that part of your mind that manages all that, that oversees it all, that controls it, that suppresses much of it, negative, unresolved emotions from the past. For your protection, you can learn to work with it, coach it, tell it what to do, right? You become free of the baggage that's been weighing you. So Rockstar, I hope you got value from today's episode. And if you did, you're listening to us on Facebook, please tag somebody who should hear this and share it out. And if you're listening to us on one of our podcasting platforms, please, if you got value, leave us a 5-star review, 5-star rating and a review so we can reach more people and get the 1% Life podcast into more hands, more ears across the world. And join us in the Create Your 1% Life Challenge. We are starting very soon. And I want to give you that blueprint to be able to work with your subconscious mind, to break through the things in the economy that are showing up, the things in your life that feel like obstacles and roadblocks. And, don't want to survive through these times. Surviving through any times feels painful. It feels like a struggle. But what if you could actually thrive? What if you had the tools to thrive? See, I was just talking to one of my coaching clients on this last call, and she said, Joanie, she's ranked up through her network marketing company, like within the last 60 days. She said, I have gotten more leadership skills out of the last 60 days in this business than the last 10 years with her company. And she was a top leader in that company, like was in sales and rookie of the year, incredible. She said, I've gotten more skills in the last 60 days. And I said, well, what do you believe that came from? Right? And here's where I believe it came from. The moment that you got introduced to using this. And she said, that started with you. And guess where it started? It actually started in the challenge. And her life's changed. She just won a trip to Cancun with her company. She's got 34 women underneath her who she's coaching and leading to create freedom in their lives. And it's a beautiful thing. But when you can learn, she said, my entire life, I had no idea what all this mindset stuff was. Like, I had no idea. She was successful. But imagine what's possible when you learn how to make it work for you. Anything's possible. So join us, Rockstar. Go to the1%life.com/start and join us. We'd love to have you. And for everyone else, get out there, change some lives, and be unstoppable. Peace. Have a wonderful week.